We from the bottom, ain't no problems, we gon' make a way. Got no coach on the field, but we making plays. Hey, look, don't worry, we gon' be okay. Hey, look, why? Cause we gon' make them pay.
Whoa now. What is goddamn deal? Is your boy, Mr. Marley Bets. It's the MLB show here at Brothas N Bets. And when I'm breaking down MLB, I got the homie with me, Mr. Moose Money. What's up, Moose?
Hey, how you doing, Marley, man? How's it going today?
All right, my man. Got the switching things up a little later in the evening for us, going back to the original Brothas N Bets format, kind of shoot at the evening, get the little nighttime vibes going. Plus, it gives the YouTube a chance for the next day for all our viewers to get a chance to actually see our plays. So
there you go. That's what's up.
You know, trying to go back to what got us to where we were at and get back to what, you know, how we were building the channel. So, let me turn my volume down real quick. I gotta put the games on. All right, real quick breakdown from yesterday. Oh, actually, it was like 2 days ago. These were the plays we had the last show. First five Cubs and Pirates for Moose. Run line on the D-backs. The White Sox, Blue Jays over 9. Braves run line, money line, and D-backs under 7.5. Myself, I was on the D-backs and Padres under. Blue Jays, White Sox over. Cards, Brewers over. Braves under, and first five Giants, Braves under as well. What we did for the day, I went 4-1 with the D-backs. Oh, excuse me, not the D-backs. And Moose, you told me about this. I remember talking to you. Took a chance with that over in Cards Brewers. I think that was Hugh and Davies pitching that day, maybe not Hugh. Was he?
Well, I thought that was Michaelis and Burns.
Oh yeah, Michael. I mean, I'm thinking about the Padres game. Right. Michaelis and Burns. Yeah. And you told me, and I didn't listen, and that was my L, and I could have swept the board if I would have listened. So, my fault. My guy, what's up, my brother James? Picks from Dave. What's good? What's up, my guy? I checked the channel out, Dave, man. I like what I'm seeing. My brother, keep it up. When he was he inboxed me a couple days ago, asking me, you know, what time we went on. Got to go figure out like who the fuck is Picks from Dave. So, like what I saw, my man. Keep it up. Good work. Yes, sir.
Yeah, it's all about getting out there, man. Just trying to be a community and trying to help each other. Everybody get that cash. Everybody taking up on that bookie.
Facts. Prop. Got a prop going. He giving out. Get Daniel Lynch over 5.5K. What do you think about that?
I mean, I don't hate it. The Angels are, I think, the worst team in baseball with strikeouts. So, you know, it's just like, hey, who's pitching against the Angels? Let's take that K prop over. So, yeah, I got no negative things to say about that.
I think what I did with that game was, yeah, I just parlayed Ohtani and the Lightning on my hockey, so I can get a better line.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, I haven't really gotten into hockey. It's definitely one of my favorite sports to go watch live. It's just I haven't gotten into that. I haven't done like WNBA. You know, shout out to Tease. Who just straight up kills it on WNBA. I just haven't gotten into that stuff, mainly because if I bet it, I want the desire to watch it, and that's why I got an NBA. That's why I got NCAA basketball. But I just haven't gotten into WNBA or hockey like that yet. But I might.
I gave that desire to watch thing up a long time ago. I just bet on anything I think is valuable now. Half the shit I bet, you know what, to be 100% honest with you, I don't watch. With the exception to football, basketball, because those are the two sports I love. But like more than half of my baseball plays, I definitely don't watch. I watch half of them. Baseball is just so long.
Yeah, you got to have an eye for it. You know, my buddy's giving me shit about like watching baseball games all the time, and for me, it's every single pitch is is important. And if you don't look at it that way, it's going to be tough. Just like people that watch football, like they don't understand like every single possession, like in basketball, every single possession
counts. Football, I can sit and watch that shit all day. I can
yeah.
watch that shit all fucking day. I can't wait until fucking football season starts. I want to be all over that shit. Fucking
Yeah, I'm already looking at NFL futures. I'm not gonna lie. I'm planning on getting some fantasy football rankings going here soon. I'm looking forward to it, man. I really want to get back at the NFL. They took a lot of money from me last year, like a lot.
Hardest sport to cap, my man.
Dude, I sucked at it. I did too many player props, and I heard Jimmy talk about it. Jimmy the Bag, shout out. He talked about not doing player props, and I think I might do the same, or at least I'm going to scale it back because those things crushed me. Like every week, I would just go over the guy. Like it could be Dalvin Cook going for 35 yards in the first half, and he goes for 34. It was just it was those kind of losses week in, week out.
I don't do a lot of NFL props. I do more NBA props than NFL. I'll look at some. I might give out a little bit more this year than normal. So that's our overall records thus far. I can't believe I'm leading the pack. I don't know how that's happening. Well, that's only because Moose had a bad start. He's really right on my ass since then. But
well, yeah, and we're getting like the ass end of some of my plays, like there's been some plays that I've had in the morning that it's just like I'll crush it. And like I specifically remember getting like 6 bets on a Cardinals game when they played the Padres. And that was like one of the first live shows we had. And I think I went 0 for on the day, but I still had a productive day because of the morning games where I just went hard in the paint, taking all the Cardinals stuff. So it's, just shit happens.
Hopefully this can stop that shit. Because now we got a full card to actually look at and pick games from, and we're not just only, because of the timing with work and everything, only relegated to the later slot. So, hopefully this works out better for everyone.
Yeah, and if you want to see my whole card, go and check it out on Twitter. I'm pretty good about posting it. Haven't been so much as the last like day and a half. Like if I go out, I'm not necessarily as likely to post it. But when you see me on here at night, you can count on a card getting posted on Twitter tonight at some point.
Right. I'm terrible, but still go follow me. I'll get better.
Yeah, unless it's Cap, and Cap tells me he doesn't want me to post my Twitter because he doesn't want me shifting the lines, which he has asked. He has asked for that one time. Yeah, he asked for one time. He's like, please don't post your Twitter because I want to see if anything happens. Like, dude, I have that kind of pull.
I know, right? I was gonna say
90 followers. Like I got Vegas following me somehow on the down low.
You think you got that kind of swag, man? You just pulling in, move the numbers. Come on, Dabby.
Yeah, I'm moosing the numbers is what I'm doing.
Come on, Dabby. I don't know. All right, man. Let's jump into some shit since we already been going about 10 minutes or so. It's gonna be a little tougher to pull up this shit than normal, but it's the first show we're gonna work with it. I'm gonna figure everything the fuck out. All right, so up first, let's get into it. Remember, everybody. Well, let me say this right now: we're doing tomorrow's games, so this is not nothing that's going on right now. It's the games for tomorrow. I think like 3 of these come on actually super early, like 11 o'clock my time, Central Time. So that's like what. 9 for you, Moose? Like got baseball.
Yeah, it's early. I think most of them are 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock starts. That's what I noticed already.
Super early. All right, so we got the Giants. They're going on the road to take on the Braves, or they're continuing the series against the Braves, I should say. The run line plus 1.5 is at minus 155. The money line for the Giants is at plus 135. Braves run line minus 1.5 is at plus 135, and the money line for the Braves is at minus 145 with a total of 9.5 is what we're looking at. On the mound, we got Alex Wood for the Giants. He's 5-5 with a 4.32 ERA, and for the Braves, we got Mr. Kyle Wright, 7-4 with a 2.94 ERA. Don't have any actual factuals at the moment, but what I can give you is Mr. Kyle Woods' last 3 starts, he's won all 3 of them, which only one here of recent. Oh, that's versus, wrong category. There we go. And he still have won all 3 of his last starts, albeit the last one against Pirates. One before that was against the Royals, and the one before that was against the Rockies. He did go at least 5 innings in each of those, but in his last start, he gave up 4 errors, only had 4 strikeouts, but got the win, and the no decision was in the third one. For Mr. Wright, he lost his last start. The Braves lost his last start as well as he did, but won his 2 previous starts, and his opponents was the Cubbies, the Pirates, and the A's. I'm gonna break down on this game, Moose. What you looking at?
I'm looking at the Braves. In fact, this is one of the only moves I've made so far. I am going on the Braves trifecta here. I really do like Kyle Wright, and this is a play also on the Braves versus left-handed pitching. The Braves versus left-handed pitching are hitting in the last month or so, are hitting 281 with a 514 slugging and an 851 OPS. Alex Wood is a left-handed pitcher. The Giants also have one of the worst bullpens in baseball right now for the last month and a half, with going a 4.61 ERA. It has improved. They were dead last not too long ago, and their bullpen is mediocre towards the bottom part of the bottom of the pack. But this is much more a play on the Braves versus left-hand pitching, play and backing Kyle Wright, and a better bullpen advantage for the Braves. Also, one kind of factor that I do kind of notice here for these early games, West Coast on the East Coast, if it's a 9 o'clock start, that means those players on their body clock are having to show up to the ball yard about 5 o'clock on their internal body clock. So that has played a factor in the past with some slow starts from these teams on the West Coast that have traveled over and then have a 9 o'clock game.
Right. And god damn it, Colorado scored. Your TV's ahead of mine, Razor. Shout out to the homie Razor. What's good? I got the Lightning. They haven't scored yet. They must want to score right here. God damn it. Nope. How far are you ahead of me?
Yeah, and to Razor's point, you really can't do too much the night before because you don't even know if somebody gets injured in the game today. But this is very much one of the only plays that I looked at that did kind of jump off the card, just because of how well the Braves hit how well Braves hit lefties, and also the big bullpen advantage. And really, this is also going to be probably a potential Kyle Wright K prop tomorrow as well, depending on how the games today go, as well as what lineups get posted tomorrow.
Yeah. So, like I was telling Moose earlier, I don't expect to give out a lot of plays. This is more of like a early look, early leans kind of show. One, like I said, it gives more of the viewers a chance to look up the show. Works for Brothas N Bets YouTube. Helps the algorithm, helps us pick up traction, and getting my body ready for football season, because this is what I'm going to have to do twice a week for the next couple months, and probably more than that once football season starts. I know I'm going to be doing other shows as well as my own. So yeah, and it's just it's too many other shows the day of. Not that I'm concerned with everybody else's shows, but some of the shows I personally like to watch.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? And then on Tuesdays, it's better. It works better. So we're going to see if it works. We're going to see if it works. Trying to be big time like y'all, Razor. I'm trying to come up, man. Brothers N Bets, we're not big like Razor Sharp Picks over there, no. We trying to get big.
Yeah, right.
Bag. Let's get something straight. We 50-50 on this partnership, my brother. Ain't nobody, you know what I'm saying? I'm not an employee. Coach K, baby, I don't got no boss. I live like that in real life. I don't go to work for nobody. I got, see that right there, TDM? I am TDM. Those are my initials. I am my own boss. Sorry. Check goes to TDM, and I go to the bank and I cash that motherfucker. God damn it! Not to toot my own horn, I'm still broke, but I'm just saying I work for myself. All right. I'm just fucking with you, right there, dog. Oh my guy. Nah, no employees though. Coach ain't paying me though. I wish he was. If you could tell him to though, tell him shit. I'll take it though, because this is enjoyment for pleasure right now. I wish we all could get paid for this shit. No bullshit. What you say? Who can't cash a business check? I can go get them hoes. I cash them hoes every Friday. I subcontract for a
Yeah, but
company.
it's about your name.
Yeah,
Like
they
what
have
name's
my
on the
name.
check.
Well, yeah, deposit. Okay, but my bank, I bank with a credit union. I always take something off the check, and then because I gotta pay my employee.
Or you
Then
can take it to like a liquor
the rest.
store and they'll cash that shit for you.
But yeah, I can go get one of my stubs though. You know what I'm saying? I fucking have one right here. I'm
Are you about to show us your pay stub? Like, what's going on here?
hell no, I ain't about to show not no numbers on it though.
Right? Like, there's going to be some credit card fraud about to happen.
Hell no.
Somebody's identity is about to get stolen, folks, right here
This
live
is
on
like,
Brothas N Bets.
Hell no. But like, I don't know if you can even see what I'm trying to see. See, like that's the company right there, and then vendor. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, let's get back to why we're here. Fucking Razor.
What's your social? What are the last 4 digits, bro? What are the last 4 digits? That's all I need.
1182. There you go. You see the reservation.
All that kind of personal.
What's up, Cap? What's going down?
Oh.
All right. Before we got completely off track, you said something that I took into factor because I'm going to make a play on this actually tonight. And I know we just talked about because Razor mentioned it's kind of hard to cap without the.
Yeah, was it the start time, the internal body clock?
Yes, definitely, because that's something I definitely cap when I do football. When I do football, and I was kind of wondering, I was going to ask you, does it have the same effect in basketball? I figured it was because it's just, it's not. It has nothing to do with the sports. It's your internal body clock, like you said. So when teams go from west to east and have to play an early game, or I use this too when they come from east to west and have to play a late night game. That's why I kind of like the Mariners late nights when they're good. I love the Mariners at home late night game against an East Coast team because their game's probably going to start like at 10 o'clock, 9 o'clock. It's like 11, 12 o'clock already for the New York teams. So You got a long ass game, and it tends to benefit the West Coast team. So in that regard, yes, I am all over Mr. And I'm backing Kyle Wright here. So I'm all over the money line. I was wondering, what do you think about an underplay? But I know we don't have the lineup, so I was wondering, could you even get that kind of information?
That's definitely one of those things that I'd like to see how today's game goes, and also get a better look at what the weather report's going to be tomorrow. That doesn't really play a huge influence in my capping for the totals, but a lot of it is how is the series going. That's really what I want to pay attention to. Rodon's going tonight, and Morton. I don't expect a ton of runs, but I would expect. I'm not sure what the score is right now. Actually, I can check.
I can pull it up real quick.
It is 2-1. Yeah, 2-1 in the 8th. So there's not a ton of runs getting scored tonight. I could totally see the Giants getting off to a slow start because of that internal body clock thing going on tomorrow. But I would really make sure that if there's a play to the over, that you're making sure you have all the big bats in the lineup. If you're playing to the under, you're probably going off the fact that Kyle Wright's going to limit the Giants, and then you're also trying to think that Alex Wood might be able to be successful, but I'm not betting that Alex Wood's going to be successful tomorrow. That's why I am going to be. This is the only play I got so far. But that's the one play that I really do kind of look at tomorrow and go, that's something I'm circling my wagons around.
First 5 or full game?
Everything, trifecta.
I like first 5. I like money line. I haven't come along to the run line yet. Maybe I'll get there.
Yeah, it's a lot about wanting to back Kyle Wright and the Braves against left-handed pitchers.
I forgot that stat.
Yeah, it was the Braves versus, I think Dave said they were like number 2 versus lefties, but in the last month or so, they're hitting 281, 514 slug, 851 OPS. Alex was a lefty, but he's not terrible. He's been, I think Cab pointed out, he's been a profitable pitcher this year for the most part. But I've seen him give up too many runs, especially recently, that I don't really want to try to. I don't feel too. I'm not too scared of Alex Wood at this point right now.
Gotcha. Yeah, so I'm definitely going to take I can't make a move on the first 5 yet because they don't have it.
Yeah. I mean, and Rodon one hitting the Braves right now. You know, he's a lefty as well, but I think there's a drop off. The Braves bats will be very thankful to not have to see Carlos Rodon out there, and I expect there's going to be a more of a regression back to the mean facing Alex Wood.
Yeah. I'm all over it though. I'm going to make a play on that tonight. Book that for me, Braves money line for sure. And tomorrow, once the first 5 gets available, I'm jumping on that as well. Picks from Dave says he agrees. He had.
Oh yeah, talking about Musgrove and Tyon. Okay, yeah. I wasn't sure about Alex Wood, but I know Kyle Wright's been productive. Sorry about that, Cab.
All right, let's jump into the next game, shall we? Which is, let me see. Let's do this one. All right, so next up we got, speaking of Dodgers, Kershaw, the man. Run line. They're going on to take on the Cincinnati Reds. The run line for the Dodgers, -1.5, -130. The money line for the Dodgers is at -200. Reds run line +1.5 is at +100. And the money line for the Reds is at +185 with a total of 9. Obviously, earlier on the mound, I said we got Mr. Clayton Kershaw himself, 4-1. 2.08 ERA. And for the Reds, we got Hunter Green on the mound. He's 3-7 with a 5.26 ERA. No trends whatsoever were listed this early on the baseball. So for me, Moose, honestly, I'm gonna parlay this with that's what I'm planning on doing. Team we're going to talk about later, or I was maybe thinking about parlaying it with the Braves money line. And this is just really, honestly, I'm gonna let you do the breakdown, but for me personally, this is just I'm riding Kershaw.
Yeah,
but my question was, sorry, before you go, my question was, because we did just talk about this in the last game, early game, West Coast team traveling to the East Coast. Is Kershaw going to have his best stuff? Or are the bats going to be up? Are they going to be awake? Or are we going to have a slow start? Is +1.5, +100 something we should look at maybe?
I wouldn't worry about Kershaw. You know, he's a veteran. He's going to know how to manage the night before. He may have already, took off. The Dodgers did just kind of surge ahead. Check the score, it was 8-4. I would worry about the Dodgers bats a little bit. But I'm not touching this game. I'm not. I'm going to stay far away from this game, mainly because I don't know what Hunter Green's showing up. Is it the Hunter Green that we're starting to see a little bit of that's really that could be figuring it out at the major league level? Are you starting to see that? And if that is the case, he's going to be a guy that you're not going to have a very big window to be able to bet on him. So this would be one of those situations where you could possibly look Reds first 5. But I'm not touching that. Not with the Dodgers starting to surge a little bit. Absolutely not.
Late, but go.
I think that it's a situation where you're starting to see some young talent develop in the league right around this time. Every year you see it, whether it's O'Neal Cruz or whether it's Nolan Gorman or whether it's Mackenzie Gore or Hunter Green. These guys right around this time, either they start to figure it out or the league adjusts. And Hunter Green it looks like he's starting to figure it out.
Okay, let me ask you this then. So The West Coast East Coast trip scares me as far as the bats are for the Dodgers because it's early. I agree with you. Kershaw's a vet. He's been in the league for forever now. He knows how to handle a West Coast road trip. It's nothing new. So maybe a full game under should be a good look.
I wouldn't want the Reds bullpen. If you're doing it under, that's the way Cabby's talking about it. Yeah, first five. It would be first five, 100%. I'm looking up right now to check and see based off of the kind of last month and a half or so what the Reds have been hitting against lefties. I use Fangraphs. Just go on there and kind of put the date from about a month ago, and it just gives you all the information you need about what they're doing against lefties. And right now they are hitting 264, 417 slug, 747 OPS. So the Reds have been hitting lefties. And I get it's Kershaw. I'm not going to try to sit here and argue that the Reds are going to hit Kershaw. But the Reds have been hitting better than the Dodgers recently. That's just straight up facts. The Dodgers are hitting better this series, though. They're out hitting the Reds, so I want nothing to do with this. I'm off. If I was looking at this game, it would be the suggestion that Dabby Cab gave, which was the first five under, which I'd imagine would be 5. I'd imagine it'd be 4.5, somewhere around there, just based off of the series. So you could get good value there, but if they're giving you a 4, I'm off completely.
Okay, that was my question. That was going to be my question. So 4, we stay off the under first 5. 5, we take it. What do we think about 4.5?
Yeah, I'd rather have the 5 because I'd rather be forced for a 6 to make me not get my money or at least push. I'd want to have a 6 there, but you're not getting a 5. There's no way they're coming out with a 5. Yeah. Not with Kershaw.
I don't think they're going to get that with Kershaw.
No, you're not. You're not getting that. You're going to probably end up with a 4. I'm imagining.
But you just said we shouldn't take it at 4.
No, I'm saying if you're getting the 4.5, you would go at the 4.5 under. You're not trying to get it over. I wouldn't want the 4 because that's you're pushing on the 4. You're not winning on the 4. You push on it. You would need under 4. And I don't want to bet that the Dodgers aren't going to hit green. Like I don't want to bet that. I don't want to bet that the Reds aren't going to scratch out a couple against Kershaw. I just don't want to bet that. So I'm going to be far away from this game. I'll definitely enjoy it though. I'll be rooting for the Reds as a Padres fan.
All right, but stay away. Okay, all right. So maybe bet Kershaw.
Dodgers live bet would be the best option for me, which would have been a great bet today as well because they were down and then they came back. So I know that I've been screwed by the Dodgers live bet 3 times now. I'm 0-3 on Dodgers live bets, but this could be a really good situation tomorrow that if you see they're down, 2-0, 3-0 or something like that, just go ahead live bet it because Kershaw is not going to give up too much more. And the Dodger bats are going to eventually get to that Reds bullpen.
What I was just going to ask you, what is the Reds bullpen like?
Oh, it's not good. It is not good. Right now, last month and a half or so, 5.47 ERA.
Oh my God! Yeah,
that's not good. That's not good.
It's not good at all. That's not good at all. You saw that real live reaction. Oh wow! When it hit me. Oh wow! Yeah.
Yep, that's not good at all. Horrible.
All right, yeah. So it looks like I'm gonna stay off this game as well, unless like maybe if I'm catching it and we catch the Dodgers down like he said early, and you get into that bullpen a little bit. I'll bet the Dodgers bats to come alive before and take them down and get the value versus taking a minus 200 any day. So yeah, I think that's not a bad angle. It's not a bad look. All right, cool. Good breakdown. Good. All right, so obviously I'm going to save our 2 teams for last. So let's go right here. We got the Baltimore Orioles plus I don't know what kind of accent that was. Plus 1.5, minus 145.
Yeah, I don't know. You got me on that one. That was British, African. I don't know, something South African maybe.
Money line plus 140. The White Sox run line minus 1.5 is at plus 125, and the money line is at minus 150. On the mound For the Orioles, we have Dean Kremer, 1-1, 2.35 ERA. And for the Sox, we got Cueto, Johnny, that is, 1-3 with a 2.95 ERA. As I've been saying, no actual factuals. I'm gonna have to figure out a way to get those. I like reading those off. No actual factuals. Give me a good little light breakdown, Moose, on this one.
I mean, I would like to see the rest of this Baltimore game. I do have a trifecta bet on them, and unfortunately, it is a delay, so that's not exactly great. You do not like to bet on a team that's coming off of any kind of delay or has to play a later game. But this is really going to be about overs for me. But it's going to be really tough to get there with who's pitching, because I don't know what I'm going to get from Cueto, and Kremer has pitched pretty well so far. You look at his starts so far against the Rays, 6 innings, 5 hits, no runs. Against the Royals, 5 innings, 4 hits, 2 runs. Against the Guardians, 4 innings, 5 hits, 3 runs. The best lineup he faced was his first start against the Guardians, and he pitched, meh, okay. I would expect that he's going to see a much better lineup against the White Sox, who have the number 1 offense in baseball right now. Mm-hmm. But it's going to be tough to bet the over, but that's probably where I might end up. I might end up on a White Sox team total over. See what's the line right now? They got the White Sox at minus 150.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm probably going to look that way initially, but we'll see how the games kind of play out. I do like the White Sox right now. They're starting to make a little bit of their turn. I may have bet a little bit too early on their division future, but I think you might start seeing the White Sox turn a corner. Tim Anderson back in the lineup. So if I'm leaning there, I'm leaning towards possible over, White Sox team total over, or a White Sox money line or a first 5.
Yeah, I was leaning toward an over. I didn't know too much about Kremer because he's only had the 3 starts. But I was looking at the work he's done in the 2.35 ERA, 10 strikeouts and 15 innings pitched. And then Cueto's, he's been so up and down, I just don't know what I'm going to get. But the White Sox have been trending over here lately. They're just been cashing overs. So I was automatically leaning to the over. Yeah, don't know what I'm do. Picks from days. Cueto's bad this season at home. 5.6 ERA at the house.
Yeah, but I just looked it up. It's mainly 1 start. He pitched at home versus the Rangers, 5 innings, 6 hits, 3 runs. Not good, not great, just meh. Against the Dodgers, 6 innings, 4 hits, 3 runs. Again, not good, not great, meh. It's the start against the Cubs that he got 6 2/3, gave up 9 hits, 5 runs. That's the one that really blew up his ERA. But he's probably more of a 4.2 type of pitcher, 4.20 type of pitcher. Shout out Deb Cab in the morning sesh, the daily sesh. If you haven't checked that channel out or that show out, go give him a check out.
Check out my boys.
But I mean, I don't know what kind of Cueto we have right now. I don't. I expect him to eventually be 4.5 plus type of pitcher, but he's pitching as a 3.5.
Right? Did you talk about his ERA?
Yeah. Like the style of pitcher he is. Like I would think that he's going to be more of a 4.5 plus ERA type of guy eventually down the road as the league starts to kind of see what it is that he does. And then you'll start to see the league adjust, and you'll start to see all of his games playing to the over. But because of how he pitches, how he induces soft contact, and he's still been inducing soft contact, his soft contact rate, his barrel percentage is still 65th percentile, so pretty good. But it's just, I think eventually you're going to see the regression towards what we expect to see from Cueto.
So at what point do we begin to see those things? Because we're already, over 60 games in, right?
Yeah.
So we're close to the midway point, say another month.
Yeah, and I think you're kind of starting to see it a little bit with what Cueto's got. He's given up runs, but his last start out against the Astros, he went 7 innings, 2 hits. So I'm not sure if you remember. This might be a really good comparison here for anybody that remembers. Jose Lima back in the day. You remember the
I
old
remember
former
him.
Astro?
I
Yeah.
remember him.
Towards the end of his career, he would have these games where he would just implode for 8-10 runs. And then the next game, he'd go out there and fire off 8 scoreless innings. The volatility to what he had, you just couldn't really bank on it one way or the other. Like he would throw 8 scoreless in Colorado, but then he would give up 10 against the worst Padres offense MLB's ever seen. So it's just a lot of kind of fluctuation that I expect to be coming Johnny Cueto's way.
What are we talking? Orioles bullpen.
Orioles bullpen still money. They're still legit. So if you're comparing but the White Sox bullpen has been better. Last few weeks, it's improved from like bottom of the barrel to kind of middle. They got a 4.54 ERA right now. Not good, but it's a lot better than what they've been working with. But Baltimore's still chugging along with a sub 3 ERA. So the bullpen battle, Orioles got hands down. But yeah. I mean, White Sox should have a better bullpen.
All right. So lean to the over. Nothing we're running to the window with as of right now. Because our pitcher matchup is just, we kind of don't know.
Yeah.
At the end of the day. It's a little up in the air.
Yeah,
All right.
I think I'll end up off of this game. Mainly because I don't know what I'm getting from Cueto. If I could get if anything, it's a White Sox team total. If anything, it's a White Sox team total.
I like that. White Sox team total over. So.
Yeah, it'd probably have to be a 4.5. I generally don't like playing 4.5s, but I might pay juice on the 4 and play the 4.5. Because if any 4.5 I play, I also play the 4.
Why is that?
Because I want that. If I get the 4, I want the push. So that way it's only the loss on the 4.5. And if I'm getting the 5, you're also getting the 4. So I'll do that, and I will not do the 3.5 and also the 3 because it's usually always too much juice. But when you're talking about the 4, you're usually talking about maybe 30 cents, 25 cents extra. So it's just kind of like paying a little bit more to get another bet on top of what your initial bet already is.
Okay. Gotcha. All right. So at the time of me putting this in, I didn't have the run lines. I do now. So we got the hometown heroes, Astros, H-Town. Run line plus 1.5. It's at minus 175. The money line is at plus 118. Lines have changed. That's what I have here. Yeah, lines have changed. Had some money movement already. So that's gone down to 118. The Yankees money run line minus 1.5 is at plus 155. The money line for the Yankees is at minus 128, and the total is at 8.5. So both money lines have changed, and I didn't have the run lines on because they weren't listed at the time. On the mound for the Astros, we got Valdez 7-3 with a 2.78 ERA, and Jameson Tallon 8-1 with a 2.70 ERA. Got a kind of a pitching duel, if you want to say. Haven't ran to the window with any team. Yankees. If Cap was here, he'd say, let me guess, Astros money line. Haven't got to the window. Definitely leaning toward the under here. Scared of the Yankees bats, though. Scared to back my Astros because the Yankees have been one of the hottest teams in baseball. Definitely interested in your breakdown.
Yeah, this is definitely one of those games where you definitely want to wait a little bit and see kind of how the games tonight finish up, see how everything kind of looks. But Yankee Stadium is going to be a super hostile environment.
Right, they hate the Astros.
Yeah, I don't remember if the Astros got into Yankee Stadium last year at full capacity. I don't think they did. Mm-hmm. I think this is the first time the Astros are in Yankee Stadium at full capacity. I think so. First game,
they're going to get on their ass either way it goes.
Yeah, I mean, if you could bet on over under game stoppages, I would definitely bet the over on that. But I don't know what to expect here from what the environment is going to create, because sometimes MLB will see these environments and they will put the juice balls in. Now, I'm not trying to be a conspiracy theorist. I'm not trying to start promoting this whole like MLB controls what narrative they want, but this definitely, if there's a game that you expect it to kind of happen, you'd expect that they're going to maybe put a little juice ball in there. They're going to let the ball that gets a little extra yardage on its pop. They're going to let those balls play. I don't really trust that. I would definitely be on your side of the under. Tyon has pitched to the under. He's been extremely successful. I would probably be on the full game under over the more so than the first 5, because I would love to have those bullpens involved as well.
Right.
But again, you don't know how the bullpens are getting used tonight. You definitely want to be able to check that. I would lean towards the Yankees for sure, 100%, absolutely. I would lean Yankees, but it would be tough to back them given the pitching matchup, and the environment is just it screams too much Yankees. It seems way too chalky. Just that's kind of one of those things. And again, because I haven't broken it down all the way, those are the things I look at too much, is that it just feels chalky. I agree. Dave's got it. This game is a pass. It is kind of a pass for me. Although I do want to watch it. I want to hear the Yankee crowd, because the Yankee crowd has had some of the most legendary chants of all time. I still will watch YouTube on Pedro Martinez, the "Who's Your Daddy?" I will still watch that. Those fans are ruthless.
Yeah, I mean, the only thing I was looking at was the under. About this though, because the Yankees are playing right now, right? And although this is a back-to-back for both teams, the Astros played earlier today.
Yeah, they won earlier, didn't they? Beat the Mets?
Yeah, they played earlier today against the Mets, and they're already in New York, so it's not like they really have travel. You know what I'm saying? So
no, I don't worry about that at all. That's not an aspect I'm looking at here and trying to worry about. It's not the travel. It would definitely be the environment tomorrow of what are they going to encounter. And they've seen it. They're not. This is not. You're an Astros fan. You know that your team sees a lot of hostile environments.
Right.
But this is
the
number one. I mean, it's Dodger Stadium and Yankee Stadium. Those are the two environments that. Those are the fan bases that hate you guys the most.
Right. And it's in the 2 biggest markets.
Yeah. Right. And where the most money in media is. That's where the most hate is. Absolutely.
That's fucking great.
So I think if you get it under 8.5, that's not a terrible call. I mean, that's not a bad under. I mean, if I look at it more, I might end up on that. But again, it's one of those things where you look at something, you'd be like, man, that's really chalky, and then you break down the numbers and you go, okay, actually, everything supports this. I'm going to go in this direction, regardless of if it's chalky or not.
What would you look at it for a first 5? Would you? I mean, like, what number are you looking for? Like 4? Is that 2?
Yeah, if they give you a 4, which I'd imagine it's going to be a 4.5.
Yeah. Oh, I think I would take a 4.5.
Yeah, I think they'll give you a 4.5 here, because you usually are going to get somewhere close to what the half of the over under is. I think I got the line just posted here. I can give you what the first 5 under is on this one. First 5 under on Bovada is under 4.5.
Under 4.5. I like that. 4.5.
Yeah, I would want the full game. Like, I'd want the safety net of the bullpens coming in and managing it and keeping the lead down. Because the first 5, 2 home runs and you're over cashed.
Right. Is Yankee Stadium like, some parts are more favorable to home runs? Is Yankee Stadium being one of them?
Yes, extremely. They have extremely short porches. It's bigger out into the gaps in center field. It was pretty expansive, but short porches in left, short porch in right. Yankee Stadium has the most home runs that would not be home runs at any other baseball stadium. They have the number one. They're number one in terms of home runs that wouldn't count anywhere else.
Gotcha. All right. That kind of scares me a little bit, but we'll see. Oh, if I love a 9, but I think it's only gonna go down.
Yeah, it's
I
probably
don't
only going to go
think
down.
it's gonna go up at all.
No, not
So
with these bullpens. These are 2 top 5 bullpens. Houston's ranked third in the last month and a half. Yankees are 10th, so top 10. Sorry, my bad. But
yeah, kind of, especially with the way the Yankees bats have been swinging lately. Something to look at. Nothing official. Nothing. I don't know if I'm going to make it to the window without.
yeah, I'm going to break this down later. So check my Twitter at Mlb Bets if you want to see if I have anything on this. But probably towards the under.
Yeah, that's the only lean I got. All right, let's go and get to your Padres, sir. Moose man. They are taking on not the Orioles. They are taking on the Phillies. San Diego Padres. Phillies run line plus 1.5 is at minus 165. The money line for the Phillies is at plus 130. Padres run line minus 1.5 is at plus 145. The money line for the Padres are at is at plus 140, minus 140. Excuse me, total is at 7. And on the mound, we got Ranger Suarez for the Phillies, 5-4, 4.43 ERA. And for the Padres, the man himself, Mr. Musgrove, 8-0, 1.59 ERA. I'll throw my shit out there really fast. Probably going to lean toward an under here. Definitely think I'm leaning toward the first 5 under here. And probably going to back the Padres on the money line. We'll see. Moose?
I'm kind of perplexed at how to go about this game, mainly because of what I saw today from the Padres offense. I mean, they showed up and they had quality at bats, and I really got to mention this right off the top. Is we talked about the Padres on Monday's show, and I remember talking about how if this was any other manager from the last 2-3 years, whether it was Andy Green, Jace Tingler, Pat White, whoever it may have been, losing Manny Machado would have just been an absolute downward spiral, and you would have probably seen an imminent losing streak. Not with what Bomel's got going on in that clubhouse. Even though Bomel wasn't there, which was what I kind of is like, all right, I'm going to take Diamondbacks here. Their clubhouse is just got such a next man up mentality that I really haven't seen in a really long time. And how they approach today's game against Bumgarner of just create traffic, just get the hit, don't go for the big home run, just next guy up, just keep the train moving, keep the carriage rolling. And that leads me to think that Suarez, who has just been downright awful the last few times out, you look at his game logs last few times, 5 2/3 gave up 3 runs, 4 1/3 gave up 4 runs. He had a decent one against Milwaukee, 7 innings, but gave up 6 hits, 2 runs, 4 1/3, 2 runs, 4 1/3, 5 runs, 3 innings, 3 runs. It's just he's given up so many runs recently that it leads me to think that Padres are in a pretty good position here. You're not paying a really heavy price on them, and I do like them. It's just what are you going to get from the Phillies offensively? And they haven't been nearly as good as they were a little while ago. Right. I think this is a clear Padres spot. If I bet it, this would probably be a trifecta spot. I do think that we're set up really well in this series to beat the Phillies and just continue to further our place in the NL West. But it's going to be nothing on the side. I'm not playing an over or I'm not playing an under here. I played an under in each game on the Diamondbacks Padres. Didn't cash it today, but I cashed the last 2 days. But it plays more to an over or at least maybe a Padres team total over more than anything.
I really want that So I think you talked me onto the money line. Now you got me wondering about the run line. Oh, well, you said trifecta spot because now I'm thinking it is a first five money line and run line. On that first five though, are you doing minus the half point?
Yeah, I would do the minus a half. If you could get a money line on that, that'd be the best. But I don't play Padre games. I don't flat out just don't. If I'm on a Padres side, I'll just cheer for it. I got enough invested. I'm a diehard Padre fan. I don't really have any need or desire to put my money on it. I'll bet against them if I feel the spot's right for it. But I love them so much, I don't have any need to have make a profit off of them. This would be a spot where I would encourage others. Hey, look, Padres, good spot for them. Really good spot coming off of a sweep of the Diamondbacks. Phillies coming into town, trying to further put our stamp on the league. But it's a Padres spot to me. Potentially a Phillies team total under. But I think the Padres could put up some runs. I stand corrected on what I said on Monday. I think that they're just going to keep on clicking away offensively when they have really bad pitchers on the mound.
Okay. So picks from Dave, you don't like the money line, run line or pass, huh?
I just think it's a really low money line.
Run lines. Yeah, it is.
For the potential Cy Young guy or at least the potential All-Star starter. I mean, the Phillies bullpen has been significantly better, but there's still a 4.29 ERA over the last month and a half. And the Padres ERA the last month and a half is 2.68. So you have the bullpen advantage as well, which is something I didn't think I'd say this year. But yeah, I mean, it's just I think it's a weird price that the Padres are only a minus 140 with Joe Musgrove on the mound. And the Phillies do not play defense. You have to play defense in Petco. You just saw the Diamondbacks struggle with this. You just saw them struggle with playing defense in Petco, and the Padres capitalized. The Phillies are one of the worst, if not the absolute worst defensive team in baseball. They're going to have to play clean here. And we're pushing the tempo. We're moving runners. We're doing all the small things you got to do. So it would be a Padres spot. It would be either a Padres team total over, Phillies team total under, or some kind of trifecta on the Padres.
Gotcha. Oh my God, the Cubs beat the shit out of the Pirates and took that and parlayed it with the Dodgers. That was a good parlay. I'm sorry, I'm just looking at some of my pending bets.
Yeah, when you started doing it, I started doing it too. I was like, oh, he's checking it too. Let me check some of these scores. The Orioles are back up. I cashed my first 5 on that, so let's fucking go.
Nice. I talked my boy out for one of my gambling buddies of mine. Actually, the guy that I told you said he likes your information. He was trying to take the Mets today because Cookie was up, and I was like, man, I don't know, man. I went and looked at Cookie's ERA like the last 5 games and like how many hits he's given up. I was like, man, he's been getting hit lately. It's like his record's good and his ERA is not bad overall, but lately he's been getting hit. And he posted me like his overall ERA and his overall record and was like, numbers say Cookie. And I'm like, I sent the gif of do you remember, I know you've seen Lion King, right?
Yeah.
So do you remember where Mufasa Simba is chasing Rafiki and they get to the water and he tells him, look deeper, and he points into the water?
Oh yeah, he has to see like himself or like him as an old lion.
Yeah, so I sent him some stats of Cookie lately, and I sent him a gif of Rafiki saying, "Look harder." That's what he says. Look harder. Oh, this is before the game came on, and it went like exactly how I thought it was going to go. Astros.
Yeah, it was a good. I almost jumped on the Astros. I almost jumped on their on a team total over, but I thought, man, this is definitely one of those games where the Astros just don't show up because they have a series against the Yankees. Like it just felt like kind of weird, something weird. I didn't get on that. Then to picks from Dave, to his point, Musgrove K-prop wouldn't be the worst thing in the world, but the Phillies haven't really been all that terrible with striking out. The last 3, they've only averaged about 6 strikeouts a game. On the road, they only average about 8.3. but still they are prone to strikeouts. Hold on, I just had it up. Where the hell did you just go? Oh, they've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 guys with whiff percentages of over 25%. So that's not too terrible. That's not something that you want to shy away from. But they don't really have a ton of guys that strike out all that much. It's Schwarber, it's Hoskins, it's Castellanos, Real Muto, the rest of them do not strike out all that much.
I'm sure I would think it would be. I don't have it up yet. I would think it would be super juiced as well, just because it's Musgrove and
it's probably going to be. But I don't even think he gets it. It might not be a terrible place to possibly play an under. If I look him up real quick, I don't think Musgrove's been on that really big K streak like he was earlier in the year, where he was just racking up Ks left and right. Let me check real quick. 9, 8, 6, 7, 4, 6. So it's up there.
I was saying that sounds up there to me.
Yeah, it's up there. Stand corrected.
Sounds up there to your boy. I wonder what they have it listed at. Well, I'm not gonna.
I'm guessing it's gonna be 6.5 or 7.
That might not be a bad. If it's at 6.5. You give me a 6.5. That might be something worth looking at.
Yeah, wouldn't be surprised if it was, because it's you look at 9, 8, 6, 7, 4, 6, 8, 8, 4, 7, 6, and 8.
Take a shot on that 6.5. I mean, if you look at it based off the last 5 starts, 3 have went over the 6.5, and 1 is at 6. With the last 2 being a 9 and an 8. So, and we know he's going to give us at least like 6 innings.
Yeah, you're going to probably get a good outing from him, and he's probably going to be able to get his pitch count up. It would only be if he's walking guys, but he has not really walked guys this year. He's been really good with keeping hitters in the box, not letting him get the free passes to first base. But the Phillies versus right-handers, the last month or so, their K percentage is 20%. So not great in terms of chasing the K prop. So you'd like to see that stuff around 24, 25%. But at 20%, I'd probably be a little bit more hesitant. When you see it 24%, it's more of a play on to me.
Gotcha. All right, man. Well, that's it for the night. Not bad for the first nightcap. It's only going to get better, get organized. We'll see how it works. We're doing the games, and I know we're missing a lot of information. But we're actually still right on target with what we did give. We did 5 games. We got to right at an hour mark. So we'll see. I kind of like it. I don't like the fact that I don't know how you feel about it. I know you would like to give out better information and more plays.
Yeah, 100%. I like having plays. I like having the card thoroughly capped. But this is, this was Marley basically saying, hey, look, I'd like to get content out there sooner rather than later, not have to, create any kind of competition against shows that just are, quite frankly, they're just really good. I mean, they're just they're good quality MLB handicapping shows, and they're on right there. This is a chance to possibly get ahead of the curve. And also, if you have questions, you have a lot more time you hear them now. You can ask a question tomorrow, like if you are listening to it. So if you want to hit us up on Twitter, do not hesitate to ask. Like, hey, I heard you talking about the day-night splits. Have you considered any cold weather factors? That kind of stuff.
Might have a chance. All right, Dave. Appreciate you tuning in, Dave, man. Like I said, I like what I saw when I was checking out some of your videos, man. I'll do some work together or something like that. I'll definitely keep giving you a couple of my views and a couple likes, when I jump over there, man. Keep doing what you're doing. I appreciate you tuning in. And Moose, as always, my brother, I appreciate you taking time out your busy day, night, evening to do this show with me. We're like what? Almost at the halfway season, not quite there. Things about to start picking up. About to start hunting for October. That's my kind of best time for baseball. Like right before football gets quite going. Baseball.
That's my sweet spot.
It's kind of. Oh yeah, I bet you love that time frame. I bet you're all over it. That's like the way you feel about that time frame is how I feel about Christmas time frame. Like no bowl season, basketball season's going, and it's just
that's a good time too. And you get presents.
Football, NFL, and NBA. College basketball is tuning up. Oh, it's Christmas. Christmas for good. I'll tell you that, man. So, Moose, where can they find you at?
You guys can find me on Twitter at Mlb Bets. If you haven't done it already, hit that like button. Subscribe to the channel. That way you guys can see when the videos are getting posted. Be able to get in there, chat it up a little bit with us, cut it up a little bit. But as always, man, best of luck on everything you're doing. If you're tailing, fading, or whatever you're doing, just best of luck.
Yes, sir. Appreciate that. Appreciate that, Moose. God damn it. That is Moose Money. I am Marley Bets, and this is Brothas N Bets. And like yesterday, like today, and like tomorrow, y'all already know what it is. Let's beat Vegas. We out this motherfucker.
Check it out. Look, we from the bottom, ain't no problems. We gon' make a way. Got no coach on the field, but we making plays.